Hey, Mark here. I 2 weeks ago posted a video clip called Too Many Speed Cameras, basically just revenue collection for the Crown Corporation. Then last Saturday, yet again, there was another speed camera, and it is now Friday, so 6 days have gone past, and here we have another one again. Same bloody cop, same speed camera. Guys, it's the 1st of November. Coincidentally, happy birthday, Joy. It's my sister's birthday today, so happy birthday, Joy. I hope you're having a good one. But yeah, here I am. So in the last 3 weeks we have had 4 speed cameras. Bearing in mind, like I say, I got given a $30 speeding ticket on my ticket back on the 23rd of December and 27th of December 2 years ago. They were $30 for doing 4Ks over the limit. So I wasn't even doing 60 kilometers an hour, I was doing 59 Ks around this bend here, coming up to into a 50K area. So this really ticks me off. I mean, I've had friends say that, yeah, they're just down the road from a school and they're helping keeping the traffic down. This is not keeping the traffic down. If they're parked here every week, they're there solely for collecting money. Each time they park there, they'll park there for 7 to 8 hours. They'll be clicking people, anything over 4Ks above their acceptable limit, which is I think 4Ks an hour now. So if it's 50K area, do 54, you go over that, you get clipped. So yeah, for myself, doing 4 or 5Ks over the acceptable limit, which is still less than 60 kilometers an hour coming out of a 100K area, which you'll see in a minute, I was clipped $30. I was one of 70 tickets that day, which means that they got a revenue from that one camera of over $2,100, and that's on the assumption that everybody was doing the bare minimum over the limit. I'm pretty sure there would have been more. So yeah, congratulations New Zealand Police on no doubt collecting another 8 to 10 to probably well over $10,000 for your piss fund. If you want to go and stop people from causing harm, loss, fraud and breach of peace, which is what you swore an oath to, fine. But if you want to identify as an identity instead of a human being, if you want to go and enforce legislative rules of society that are only given the force of law from the consent of the governed, which I don't consent to, and you have no proof to the contrary, then you're wrong. Your trickery, your smoke and mirrors is purely just it's an offer to contract. People don't know who they are, and yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. So, you know, around here, this is Muriwai and Waimaku. There's a lot of rich people out here, a lot of people that get ripped off from fuckheads like this. Anyway, there's probably nobody in the camera. I'm not going to get out of the car and go walking around. I don't want to give them an excuse to pick on me. Anyway, see you later, guys. As you can see, same asshole. Yeah, yours. Yeah, there's 30K, 5K bend. I'm doing 45. Okay, so we've gone approximately about 100 meters. There's another 100 meters here. So if I had to be on the fair side, that's roughly about 300 meters away from a open road sign. Okay. So all I can suggest to people that are out, you know, travelling freely on the roads is to understand your capacities. You know, you first and foremost are a human being, living flesh human being, until your parents registered you and declared you dead, and then created a trust which gave you a birth certificate, which you foolishly think that you are. Human beings don't have names. A name is only a title. A name literally means no men. Okay, so if you are, if you say you're an identity or the ID of an entity and not a human being, then you'll be treated as such. That's why police can beat the living shit out of you, and you will not be able to do them for it, because basically if you have identified or shown any government form of ID, your driver's license, creating a joiner between the natural and artificial persons, and you're not a natural person either. A natural person is a human being capable of rights and duties and all that sort of jazz, but I'd rather be a human being that has the choice to do what he wants and not be assigned. So that's the difference between natural and human beings, as far as I'm aware anyway. One has the choice and one is assigned the duties under some piece of paper called the Butterworth's New Zealand Law Dictionary that says that they have. So yeah, enough of that rant. So you just, people realise who you are. If you're in New Zealand, follow Bill Turner. He's brilliant on YouTube. He explains it all to a T, and I can concur. I mean, I've stood in court. I've asked the judge if he was on his oath. He did not respond. I asked him more than once. He asked me my names. I told him that my given names, and that I held up my birth certificate and said that that corporation was present. Again, I asked him if he was on his oath. I asked him if he was attempting to contract me, all of which I got no response whatsoever, because the guy was not under his oath. He was being a banker. He's a criminal, and they were there solely for profit. I mean, New Zealand, you need to wake up, eh? The district courts are the revenue service of the government. And, you know, when have you ever gone to court and not paid money? Okay, there are always court costs. And don't say it's for the administration, because it's not. Alright, there are always court costs, and Bill Turner again explains it very well. If you're in Canada, Rob Menard or Dean Clifford. If you're in America, or I mean, Mark Stevens is very, very, very clever man. Santos Benaki, Jordan Maxwell, Tammy Pepperman, the list goes on. There are very, very clever men out there, and women. So yeah, I have, just to be clear, I have the highest regard for peace officers that uphold the law and cause no harm, loss, fraud, breach of peace. But as all men are equal, and if they identify themselves as officer or a badge number, they're not identifying themselves as a human being to me, and they lose that respect straight away. For the simple being is that the next thing is they'll try to enforce something that is an act. And you ask them what an act is, and they won't be able to tell you. They might say it's a legislative enactment, or an enactment, or a statutory, or whatever. The whole story is it's not law. Okay, it only has law. You guys will go out and you'll have the theory that, hey, I'll vote. You know, and like you've got some say in the matter, like it's going to make any difference whether your little tick's going to make bugger all difference, and it won't. Okay, don't vote. You know, Russell Brand's got it right on that. It's a broken system. Why support it? When you again register or submit an application to register, you're signing over your legal title to someone else, to the government. Yeah, so to register is to sign over legal title ownership and create that trust. So if you are registered as a voter, you are no longer a human being. Congratulations, you are a citizen, a voluntary slave in New Zealand, and the bully boys can do whatever they want to you. Learn that you're a human being. Learn, just learn. I've spent 3 years going through YouTube, all over $30 or $230 speeding tickets. I thought, bugger it, no one's got the right to tell me what I can and can't do. I was freely travelling, I caused no harm, loss, fraud, but they're still going to go and do it. That's when I find out it's just an offer to contract. They allege in a speeding ticket that you drove a motor vehicle. In New Zealand, standard banking practices, and yes, it is commerce, it is banking practices. You means the customer. We, us, our is the bank, okay, or the creditor. So, you know, if all men are equal, you can respond to them the same way they respond to you, but you've got to do it under their rules. Learn their rules. They are bound by them. You aren't. Your person may be if you've been a registered voter, but anything with a notification or a notified or certified or a Apple sealed, you know, sorts of certifications will get you through that. You can learn how to craft those sorts of things. I mean, it's all magic, you know. You're learning spelling. You're learning how to do cursive writing. You are cursing stuff. You are spelling. It's all very, very clever stuff. When you look into Santos Benaki and Kate of Gaia, another brilliant guy. Sorry, girl. So yeah. Anyway, that's the end of my rant for the day. Hope you guys have a good one. Again, Joy, happy birthday. Love you to bits. I know I seem like I've lost my mind sometimes with a lot of the shit that I go on about, but knowledge is power, and I'm absolutely loving getting smarter. Yeah. Peace to all, guys. Cheers.